Hello friends, it's Miss Gromberg here, and we're going to play a game today where you're going to tell me if my book is fiction or nonfiction. So if it's fiction, it means it's fake, not real. You can use your imagination to tell a story. If it's a nonfiction, means not fake. It means it's real facts that you'll pick up a nonfiction book when you want to learn something new. So you might find you might gravitate towards one type of book or the other, but they're both excellent to read. And you get different learning experiences from reading both types of books. And that's why we read both at school. Okay, so my first book is a National Geographic book called Sleep Bear. And so do you think this would be a fiction or a nonfiction book? What do you think? So looking at it, it looks like it's telling me facts about bears. So this would be a nonfiction book. So I can read this to actually learn about bears. So my next book is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a great story. Hint. Do you think it's fiction or nonfiction? So you might have read this fairy tale before. It's a fiction. So it's a make-believe story. And it's a great one to read if you haven't read it before. Now my next book is The Enormous Crocodile by Roald Dahl. Do you think it's fiction or nonfiction? Does this look like something that could really happen in real life? I hope not. So you could say fiction. It's a fiction, it's a story, and it's a good one. All right, and then my next book is another National Geographic. That's always hint, hint for being a certain type of book. Okay, Hang On Monkey. So looking at the book, I can read about monkeys living in rainforests, okay? It looks like I'm learning about facts. So this would be a nonfiction book. The hint is National Geographics because they write nonfiction books about animals, okay, and different things in our world. So let's go on to the next book. Let's do this one. Still in its wrapper. This is an Archie comic book. So do you think this would be to read comics? Do you think that'd be fiction or nonfiction? Is it real? Is it make-believe? It would be fiction. Yeah, so this would fall under the fiction category. And what about this book here? Goofy and the Magic Axe. Fiction again. What about Understanding the Universe and an Introduction to Astronomy? I don't know. What do you think? Well, I can learn real facts about astronomy, about space. Let's see what's in here. Oh yeah, all sorts of things. Eclipses, yeah, atoms, planets, all types, moons. So you can learn a lot of facts. So this would be a nonfiction book. Okay, so that falls under nonfiction. And what about one of my favorite? Oh yeah, this one's one of my favorites too. This is The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. So it's the first book in this Chronicles of Narnia series. So do you think this would be fiction or nonfiction? So his other books are like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is one of the most popular books. So, so this would be fall under like maybe fantasy. Okay, so make believe. So this would be fiction, falling under the fiction section there. Okay, I have a book from Jerry Lindgren, and it's an autobiography about his life. So it's a real story, and I even got the author to sign my book. Very exciting. Actually, this was a gift to me, so someone was able to get him to sign it because I love running. And so this is about his life, his story as a runner. So would this be fiction or nonfiction? So this would fall under, what do you think? Fiction for fake, nonfiction for not fake, nonfiction. So autobiographies are nonfiction, okay? If someone else wrote it, then that would be called a biography, but he wrote it himself. Now, what about this book? My X, Y, and Z book. They're putting all sorts of things into the box, like an X-ray machine. Does this look like fiction? Even just looking at the pictures. This would be a fiction book, but you can actually learn about the alphabet. So it's a great one to read if you're learning about the alphabet letters. Okay, oh boy, I have two more. Rick Hansen. So it's a story about Rick Hansen. Now, the author is Edward O'Connor, so someone else wrote about Rick Hansen. So this would be a biography, which would fall under fiction or nonfiction? Nonfiction, that's right. So you can learn about Rick Hansen, which is a great book to read. That was my old high school Rick Hansen when I was in high school. And so we learned a lot about Rick Hansen. Now I have my last book's Diwali, the Festival of Lights. So you can learn about a festival that's celebrated in India. Do you think that's fiction or nonfiction? If you said nonfiction, that is correct. So looking through my bookshelf, do you think I would have more fiction books or nonfiction? I found I have mostly, that shows what your interest is. I found I have mostly nonfiction books, so it was actually a bit harder for me to find fiction stories. So you might find that at home, look at your library and just kind of look, do you have more fiction books or nonfiction? That probably will show you what your preference is towards. I definitely know I lean towards nonfiction books, but some of my favorite books are fiction stories, like the books by C.S. Lewis. I love reading them. They're some of my favorites, but definitely I have mostly nonfiction. Okay, so check out your library, check out your books at home and see. I want to know, do you have more fiction books or nonfiction books? Okay, I'll see you later. Bye, friends.